For decades, the Leupold VX-3 1.5-5 was probably one of the most common rifle scopes you'd see in the big woods of the Northeast. It was simple, lightweight, fairly priced, but I've got some bad news. As of March 2026, Leupold has discontinued the model. In my opinion, it was the perfect wood scope. The VX-3 1.5-5 was kind of what most deer trackers were looking for. It offered fast shooting and thick cover. Didn't matter if you were tracking deer, still hunting, or maybe even stand hunting. And I did a video on why I chose this scope. I'll put a link right up here or over here. I can't remember which side they're on, but it'll be up there. So why would Leupold kill such a practical rifle scope? I'll tell you why. It comes down to a couple things. One, versatility sells. And the Leupold VX-3 1.5-5 was somewhat specialized. It's built for close range hunting, liked by a lot of deer trackers, which, when you think about it, is a fairly small niche. Nowadays, when someone walks into a store, and it doesn't matter what type of gear you're buying, whether it's a car, electronics, we're always kind of looking towards the more capable product. Even though we're not going to use probably all those capabilities, it has some options that are there if we need them for those just in case moments. Right, so they're wanting maybe a little more variability in their magnification. Maybe they want an illuminated reticle. Whether that's better or not, that's for neither here nor there. Things are kind of shifting towards more tactical gear. The LPVO scopes that come from kind of the military side of things. And a lot of those scopes on the market kind of promise they can do everything. But oftentimes, as the saying goes, jack of all trades, master of nothing. So you always got to be wondering, are they great at any one thing? And I suspect those are the scopes that are selling in larger numbers. And as companies evaluate what they're selling, how much of what they're selling, they adjust their product lines according to what the market dictates. And to be honest, if you look at the scope compared to a lot of scopes on the market, and you're going to judge a book by its cover, it's not an impressive scope to look at. Small, pretty simple looking. Outside of somebody who really knows what they want and what they're looking for, maybe the more casual hunter, which would extend to probably the majority of the population, or the people that are consuming hunting gear in large numbers, it's not an overly impressive scope. Usually a lot of people that own these own multiples of these scopes to get them on multiple guns, and that's kind of how I realized that this scope was no longer being made. I actually had a viewer reach out and was quite disappointed. He wanted to buy another one. He owns several of them, and was very disappointed that as of March 2026, as Leupold had told me, they are pausing the production of them for now. So yeah, I actually talked to Leupold about it today. Gave him a call, wanted to see what the deal was, and they still technically offer this scope with the illuminated reticle, but that adds a little bit of weight to the scope. You got batteries and stuff like that to deal with. And not that that's a game changer, some people like that, but I like super simple when it comes to beating and pounding and thrashing in the thick woods. Again, as you look up their product line, they had a VX 6 HD, similar to this scope, but illuminated reticle. But that scope was like $2,000. And I really think like Leupold it was kind of just all-inclusive. It was a pretty sweet spot as far as the price point was concerned, how the scope performed, the clarity, how it worked in low light. It just kind of hit the right spot for me. I have a hard time justifying $2,000 for a compact scope, but $500-600 for a compact scope that's high quality, durable, and does exactly what I needed to do. I think that's a sweet spot. That's kind of a perfect price point. So what replaces it? If you're looking for a rifle scope that's similar to this, what's out there? There's kind of a few directions hunters are going, at least from what I'm hearing. And the guy I was talking at Leupold couldn't tell me. He just said that it's on pause, and I was like, well, what does a scope on pause mean? He didn't full out say it was discontinued. And he said usually it means they're going to have a replacement for it somewhere in the near future. And I noticed, I did bring it up, there's a lot of scopes that are hard to find right now. And he says this is kind of a transition period as far as scope sales are concerned. You've just come out of the holidays. Stock is kind of depleted. And because I said I couldn't even find the illuminated reticle anywhere, in this scope, and he said it was still available, but it was only available for dealers to purchase. In a lot of stores that I'd looked at, they weren't available. They were sold out. So in his terms, he said they don't usually find out what's coming out for new products until like 24 hours before the release or whatever. But he said highly suspected that there's going to be a product that replaces this. They've got something planned. So fingers crossed. I'm hoping it's just a newer version of this. That's just a traditional reticle, no illuminated reticle, super simple, same price point, and yeah, time will tell. So what are some, right now, some potential replacements? I had one person mention, Trichicon has a scope that's very similar. I think it's a 1:4 power. I think the scope, it was the Huron, if I'm not mistaken, but I think it comes in at almost like a pound. This Leupold is between 9 and 10 ounces. So, it's a significant weight difference. There are some 1:6 power that are a true 1 power, kind of tactical scopes. Those tend to be a little on the heavy side. And then you get a lot of hunters these days going to red dots. And they do allow for very fast target acquisition at close ranges, but they're not without their faults. So in my opinion, none of the options out there, I feel, fully replace this scope when you consider price, quality, traditional look and feel. I'm not interested in tactical gear, and I don't really foresee me using a tactical style scope on my traditional hunting rifles. That's just me. I'm traditional leaning, and a lot of people like some of the more tactical stuff that's coming out there, and to each their own. If it does what you need it to do and you can work with it really well, who's anybody to tell you that you're wrong? So yeah, the old Leupold VX-3 1.5-5 was, not a flashy scope, super simple. I'm a bit bummed because I've got plenty of them. I don't foresee me needing to buy one anytime soon. But anytime you acquire another gun and maybe you want another Leupold 1.5-5, like to have that option, right? So it's kind of a bummer that they stopped making it or paused it for now. We'll see what happens. So it's not tactical, doesn't promise super long range performance. It was just simply built for the woods and the way I grew up hunting. So I liked it. And on another note, I just swung by my father's place and picked up this little gem. You're going to want to stick around for the next week or two because, we're going to be talking about this little gun. It's kind of a special gun. Special family gun. Yeah, for all you guys that like the Leupold VX-3 1.5-5, it's a bummer. Hope this clarified some stuff. Hope this helped somebody out. Because I've had a number of people ask me, like, hey, this is being discontinued. Like, what's up with that? Got my curiosity going, for sure. Fingers crossed, we'll see what happens going forward. So, hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next couple weeks. We're talking about this gun. And we might be doing a field trip, too. A lot of stuff going on. So, until next time, get outside. It's good for the soul. See ya.